Well, let me tell you a little bit about Plug and Play. Our founder, Saeed Amiri, comes from a very traditional background in packaging, bottled water plants, and real estate. He's an immigrant. He started his investment activity in the early 90s and had his first interaction with startups here in Silicon Valley, where I am now, renting office space in a small building a few steps away from Stanford University. The Loki Building, which is now the moniker for 165 University Avenue, received people like Pierluigi Zappacosta, founder of Logitech. Um, he also received Andy Rubin, creator of Danger, and later creator of Android, and many others like entrepreneurs Max Levchin and Peter Thiel, whom Saeed and his brother exchanged rent for equity in the startup that later became known as PayPal. They went IPO in 2002 and later got acquired by eBay for $1.5 billion. Imagine if Said could have found these amazing opportunities in a small building, what could he do in a large one? And that is how in 2006, the Amidi brothers purchased the 150,000 square foot facility in the heart of Silicon Valley that houses the Plug and Play headquarters until today. As you know, investing in startups is not easy, and it takes more than money for the startup to succeed. Startups need scalable business models and paying clients really fast. On the other hand, technologies keep advancing, and many corporations can hardly keep up with the pace of technologies and developing new products and services to fulfill their customers. Today, Plug and Play is the most active investor in the world by number of transactions, and we have created a platform that allows us to connect all the stakeholders of the ecosystem to test and validate technologies and bring them to market faster. We use what we call collaborative due diligence process to collect feedback from industry experts to mitigate the risk and help us identify the best solutions to real industry problems. By doing so, we can also better identify investment targets. So these pillars are really the base of our activity. Today, we work with over 500 leading corporations from around the world to help them advance their digital and cultural transformation. We have discovered that although these corporations have different products and services, the pain points tend to be very similar when we group them by vertical. This vertical approach has helped us connect corporations and startups to identify specific use cases for each industry, giving corporations access to market trends in the same industry and simultaneously provide them a line of sight into adjacent markets. Our mission is to make technology available to anyone, everywhere. And that is why we have opened more than 30 offices around the world to promote innovation and increase business unit engagement. We have seen that the people in traditional organizations, large organizations, are more willing to collaborate with startups when we bring them closer to their backyard. In 2020, one of the most challenging years in modern history, we were able to open 8 new offices, accelerating more than 2,000 startups around the world. And we also invested in over 160 startups. If that was not enough, we also saw the birth of 4 new unicorns in our portfolio, which are those startups that have reached over $1 billion in valuation. You can see a few of them here in this slide. In a nutshell, we provide our partners with exposure to the best startups to help them create value inside and outside of their organizations using the Plug and Play platform to learn the best practices from like-minded people, startups, and investors from around the world. We really believe in the network effect, and that is what brings us here today. Miami is a huge racing start that has traditionally been the gateway to many regions, including Latin America. People usually come to Miami and then have to travel to larger tech hubs to scale in the West or in the north of the United States. In the past few months, we have seen a lot of activity, from mega round investments like the one from SoftBank to Reef Technology, to private equity giants like Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, and other tech VCs relocating important offices to Miami. And most recently, we heard Elon Musk offering to build a tunnel for Miami to help with the traffic. All of this activity has been fired up by the tireless Mayor Francis Suarez, who will be with us today. Our goal is to develop Miami as one of the most powerful technology hubs in the world, to attract and retain the region's talent and top industry players to invest and stay in Miami. This is the timeline of our activities for 2021. We have done this many times, and we know we cannot do it alone. Together with Manatech, we want to give you the vision of this new innovation hub and invite a select group of powerful industry players to help us attract the best startups and create value in the region. Starting today, we will be holding one-on-one meetings with corporate parties and gather initial interest to participate in the next private roundtable on April 8th. We need the first founding partners to narrow down the tech focus, and we have only a few spots available. We believe that smart cities will be the connecting theme to create relevant programs, but we need your input, and we need to get commitment from those initial founding partners before June.